All right, today is Wednesday, March 29th. It's 2023. It's 9:03 at night. I'm here in the office and I'm gonna make this rant right now. Hopefully the video doesn't freeze or nothing. I'm doing this live, so I hope it stays good the whole time. Usually when I start ranting and getting too upset about something, it starts fucking freezing, messing with it doesn't play properly say, so hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm gonna try and stay as calm as I can to avoid that, cause I really want to talk about this right now. Cause I'm pretty upset about it. Cause I'll start with what made me want to make this video right now. I'm going back and forth online with a friend of mine, a Facebook friend of mine. That I've never actually met in person. To be honest, I've had him as a Facebook friend for over like almost 10 years already. And I've most of the time agreed with everything he's said and everything, but this time I'm so far away from his perspective. It's like, and I'm gonna try and explain it in a way where I can try and understand his perspective a bit or bring some clarity to it, even though I wholeheartedly do not understand his how you can get to that perspective. Because basically he's making a comment on the post about the Nashville shooter with the perspective that they had some kind of justification that this young, you know, transgender individual had some kind of rational, well-rounded reasoning within her fucked up mind for why she went and did this. And there's a kind of not just a sympathy coming from him, but like a righteous justification feeling. Like I'm feeling like that's what he's thinking, and a lot of people apparently I'm seeing are very, in that feeling like, well, because Nashville, I guess they passed some laws banning, I think the burlesque shows, was it? And that's the thing, like the part of it that's so upsetting, like these people are just because the media is peddling it as like, oh, all these anti-transgender laws, anti-trans laws are coming out, and they're just trying to, get people divided more. They're not actually looking into what the law is. It's not banning, drag. It's not gonna take that away from you. It's just gonna not allow you to do that in spaces where there's kids, where you shouldn't be doing it in the first place, where it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong in libraries or schools. That whole environment doesn't belong there. That stays in the nightclub or wherever where it belongs. And that's all the laws are. They're just because there's never actually been a law, I guess, to make this illegal. So people are complaining about it because it's happening in front of their kids and everything. Grown men like exposing themselves in front of kids, showing their junk and everything, dancing provocatively, and it's fine. And parents are taking their kids to these, grown shows where adults are literally with dildos, strap-ons, and humping each other. Like, what the fuck is going on? That should not be allowed. And it's being allowed, and because of that, these laws are coming up, and people are getting upset from the trans side, like, oh, you're going after trans people or whatever, and you're discriminating and shit. They're not trying to fully understand what's going on behind the picture. And so they're just crawling into their boxes of protection, and joining and banding together ignorantly and not paying attention to what's really going on. And they join each other in these toxic ideologies like my friend has, where he's literally like saying basically that these kids deserved it for being Christian and having that, mentality that it's wrong to be trans or whatever. And that's a whole another aspect of stupidity, because it's like, first of all, it's not only Christians that are saying this is wrong. It's not only Christians that are out there, promoting the idea that only a man and a woman are the actual gender. Like, that gender is binary. That's It's not just Christians, it's everyday people. I am not religious. I don't, give a shit about God or any of what he thinks or whatever. And I think it's wrong that you're promoting the idea that a man can become a woman and vice versa. Like, it's wrong. It's horribly fucking wrong not just because, it's physically impossible to do that, but because you're poisoning minds, you're poisoning the younger generation, and they're ignorant to the facts of life. They don't know how biology works yet, they haven't gotten that far. So if you tell them, like that poor girl or boy, he's a boy, he thought he was a girl, or was brainwashed to believe he was a girl, Jazz Jennings, like him, he was made to believe that he could be a girl. And I honestly think he's barely coming to that realization right now in his life that he's never ever gonna be physically a girl, like ever. He's been lied to basically. His down there stuff is never gonna work like a real vagina, no matter how much, he tries, or how much surgeries he does, or whatever. It's just horrible. It's horrible. But why should kill the kids? No, they didn't deserve to die. They didn't. And that's my whole point, is that these people are out there, like, with the perspective that that's what they get for being Christians, and that has nothing to do with these laws that are coming out. It's nothing to do with that. It's not just Christians that are upset right now. And it's sick and disgusting to me that people are being okay with this, kind of like just dismissing this as, well, that's what happens. It's gonna like, if they're expecting it and hoping even that it happens more, just because these laws are coming up against the trans community and whatnot. Like, at this point with that, if there's more energy like that coming from people, it's just making me want to go even more against the trans community, like, where I'm just gonna be like, ban trans entirely. Like that shouldn't be illegal. An illegal idea, it should be illegal ideology all around to have that. It's so dangerous. Like, at this point, that's where I'm getting, because of how crazy that side is getting. Like, there were kids, they were little babies. They were 9 years old, 8 years old. They probably were still not sure about their thoughts on God and everything. And you want to say that they deserved it just because their parents identified them as Christians? That's ridiculous. It's horrible. It's awful, and it's disgusting. And I just can't. I don't understand. I don't understand how people could have that mentality at all. Like, even if you're all pro trans or whatever, like, I don't understand how you could dismiss that as something justifiable, especially if you don't know all the facts. Like, at least go and look into the facts of everything, of the laws and what's actually happening, before you go into this sick, disgusting thought process in your head that this is something that has to happen to keep the trans freedoms, rights, or whatever it is that you're advocating for.